Welcome back into the Sports Source, this segment. Brought to you by Madisonville Marine. These folks have the biggest selection of boats in the area. They have the best prices, too. And they provide the best customer service. That's how a dealership in Madisonville sells boats all over the nation. They really do, folks. They have an internet business that booms outside of the United States, outside of East Tennessee. How do you do that? Your reputation in East Tennessee is so great, it spreads. Madisonville Marine, they do a terrific job. No word on their selection of ARCs at the moment, but they do have a great selection of boats at Madisonville Marine. Okay, I have a cool offer for you coming up a little later in this segment, but first, well, the cool offer is going to involve some football talk, but let's talk a little football here. It was announced this week that the Georgia and Auburn games are going to be, the Georgia-Auburn game is going to be moving on the SEC schedule starting in 2020. Georgia President Jerry Moorhead said, quote, "As I understand it, the SEC has essentially flipped Auburn and Tennessee." Well, that would be the second Saturday in November is typically when Auburn plays Georgia. That's right now where Tennessee has been playing Kentucky since they moved that. Used to be Kentucky, then Vanderbilt, then it was Vanderbilt and Kentucky. Now it's Kentucky, Missouri, Vanderbilt. Well, here's the thing. That would, if it's true that they are simply flipping those, then that would mean Tennessee would be closing the season with Georgia, Missouri, Vanderbilt on a yearly basis. If they don't go crazy and start moving other games around, and my guess is the SEC won't want to do that. More than likely, they'll simply move Kentucky, Tennessee earlier in the year, probably last week of September, first week of October. You got a different word on this?
The SEC, Missouri accidentally released its 2020 schedule, and Tennessee is playing them on October 3rd in 2020.
Okay, so they've moved
Missouri, which leads you to wonder where the Kentucky game will be and exactly where that Georgia game will fall, but it'll be sometime in November.
It would probably then be Georgia, Kentucky, Vanderbilt. That's what they'll get back to.
That's my guess, but we'll see.
I had not seen the Missouri thing. Good deal. That's why you're here. So, is that a good thing for Tennessee overall? For years, back when Tennessee was good, it was, well, if we only played Florida later, let's move Florida to the end of the schedule. All right, you're moving Georgia to the end of the schedule. Now you've got the Florida, and let's say Missouri moves up there. Is this a good thing for Tennessee football, or is it a bad thing? It's something people have always wanted. One of those two moved to the end. Make a difference?
Until the talent gap between the two narrows a little bit. No, I don't think it makes a difference.
Okay, let's assume Jeremy Pruitt gets the job done and Tennessee is back in the mix. And it's old-timey SEC East. Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee are competing for the East title. There, does it make a difference?
No.
You still don't think it makes a difference?
No, I just don't think it makes that big of a difference. If you're good, it doesn't make a difference. If you're bad, it doesn't make a difference. Maybe if you're mediocre, it makes a difference.
I think it makes a little bit of a difference. I think
wrong.
Right now we're talking about them flipping with Missouri, which is a game Tennessee has lost most of the past 7 years. So you've got to fix that first. But if you can get back to the point where you are contending for SEC's titles, this is something I've said for years Tennessee needs to push for. It's interesting that Auburn was able to make this happen just by kind of asking the SEC. Makes you wonder why Tennessee hasn't pushed harder for something like this to break up that gauntlet they've always had in the first half of the schedule. This does that a little bit if Tennessee gets back to that point.
That's the interesting thing is for Georgia, it's like, boy, we can't have Auburn down there. Give us Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little insulting.
That's kind of a backslap at Tennessee, isn't it? Josh, your thoughts on this?
And increasing the level of talent and the status of the program is a prerequisite for, I think, it to really matter. But I think it does make things potentially more entertaining. If Tennessee isn't in the SEC East race, having Georgia, which you are most likely battling to try to beat out for the East, you still have that Florida game early, which matters. That can kind of set you up on which path you're probably heading in the East. But Tennessee has to do its part to make it more entertaining.
But entertaining doesn't make a difference.
Not for the team.
No, you know, I'm looking at it from the team perspective. I don't think it makes a difference. But yes, I do agree.
From a fan
I
perspective,
like the schedule better. Yeah, from a fan perspective,
when is
I
Tennessee,
think it's great.
With the exception of the Florida game that we got moved in 2001, how many times has Tennessee played a big November conference game against a big name conference foe? It's rare, so I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, also the selfish sports talk radio host standpoint, talking about Kentucky, Missouri, Vandy, which have been beating Tennessee, by the way, but every year leading up to November gets a little old.
Fans got to check out.
All right. Yeah. I want to tell folks about a very cool opportunity, all right? Someone I know reached out to me about 22. Let's go ahead. Have we got the graphic up there? There we go. 22 pieces of Vol Sports artwork. That's just 10, all right? I couldn't get all 22. That's just 10. These things are fantastic. It's part of someone's estate, and rather than selling it off piece by piece, They wanted to offer it as a one-time purchase to some UT fan looking to create their own UT room. Bob, you have a Vikings room. I've
Right,
seen it.
correct.
You've seen that I have a Patriots room. For anyone out there looking to add to their UT collection or create in a one-time deal, you buy the whole thing, kit and caboodle. They're all framed. They're all terrific condition. You can email sportsourcetv@gmail.com. Minimum bid $3,000. Now, that is much less than what it would cost in terms of the collector's pricing. So you can get it all at once, and this is, you got pieces for the 1951 national champions, 98 national champions, the 01 win at Florida, the 86 Sugar Bowl, the 99 Fiesta Bowl, General Neyland, Fulmer, Majors, Smokey, John Ward, Schuler, Manning, Peerless Price. There's even a hoops piece in this. Email that today, and I'll get you with the right people. And I can vouch for the people, I can vouch for the stuff. It's good quality stuff. It is a terrific opportunity, and that is a terrific price. If you want to turn your home into a UT showplace, that's the way to do it. You see the email, get in touch with me. All right, later, 3 teams, 4 games each. Will Tennessee win the SEC? We'll discuss the basketball title race. But next, what SEC coaches had to say about Tennessee when they were granted anonymity. We'll talk a little flopping next.